I was at the Butler rally last Saturday. I was 10 feet from the person who behind me was shot and killed. They've tried to assassinate him. They've tried to jail him.
Do you think the majority of people have forgotten that he's a twice impeached convicted felon?
They don't care.
So you actually don't accept Joe Biden as the legitimate president still?
I'm not going to answer that. You're not going to pigeonhole me into that.
Jury of his peers convicted him.
Those weren't his peers.
Had someone told you that you shouldn't answer questions about the impeachments or the criminal convictions?
No one has asked me about that. My interview's finished. Thank you.
Okay, nice to meet you.
We're a unified Republican Party.
This is the convention floor of the RNC, where all of the elected delegates who've overwhelmingly voted to support Donald Trump as the nominee have converged just before he's about to give his speech to accept their nomination.
With faith and devotion, I proudly accept your nomination for president.
This was billed as Donald Trump's Unity Convention.
If you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
In the wake of an assassination attempt that was millimeters away from altering the course of history, Trump cemented his image as a conservative victim. With fears of further political violence and an era-defining election just a few months away, what happens next?
Milwaukee is under attack! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back!
We're going to the Republican National Convention. It's the first one they've had in person since 2016. Hello. Hi. You're not going to hear any hugely detailed discussions of like the intricacies of policy on that stage at any point in this convention, really. It's about identity, it's about political theatre, it's kind of politics as sport as well. So having said all of that, in this moment that we're in, there's still something important, I think, about being here and seeing what people are saying. I didn't know that Donald Trump wrote poetry.
Oh, he's an incredible poet.
Yeah?
Absolutely, yeah. He's the greatest poet of our generation.
Yeah. Says who?
I mean, many people are saying that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, now, so Nocturnes are his works that he's released between 2 and 4 a.m.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So Nocturnes, you got this one, Tom? I've had enough of this. Good night.
Great.
There you go.
Great poem.
All right.
Congrats. Thank you, Oliver.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You think he's got the right temperament?
Donald Trump?
Yeah.
I do. I really think he proved that on the stage when he had the debate/debacle with President Biden. That he was calm, he was poised, he delivered his comments without, having to kind of go sideways. So I think he did a great job, and I think America saw that.
This is the convention's media space, and in an event like the RNC, as much as there is some what we would say mainstream media here, a lot of it is kind of alternative right-wing media, which conversely gives us access to a lot of people who we wouldn't normally be able to speak to because it's a pretty closed-off ecosphere.
Can you explain to me?
This is someone who was one of Trump's closest political advisors over many, many years. He was present on January 6th, and he was recorded allegedly calling for an assassination plot on a House Republican as well. See if we can talk to him. Hi, we met in 2016. We recorded an interview with The Guardian. How you doing?
Yeah, yes, how you doing?
Just wonder what you make of the kind of overall tenor of this convention, where you've got people like Trump and others saying that they need to bring down the rhetoric. What's your take on that?
I think that's an excellent idea. I think that the overheated rhetoric on the left is responsible for what happened on Saturday.
What about on the right, though?
I don't see it. Sorry, I just don't see it.
You don't see it at all?
No, but then you're from The Guardian, so we're not going to agree anyway.
Can I just ask you also about the recordings that came out in January of this year, which seemed to insinuate that you were calling for an assassination attempt on two House Democrats?
Yes, that's 3 different sophisticated software programs for AI detection have proven that is a fraud.
So you didn't make those comments?
Absolutely not. Thank you.
Live in the middle. We always tell them in-laws are on the outs because then you can cut them off if it doesn't work.
Who are you guys with?
With the Guardian.
Guardian.
Oh, I think I'm going to pass.
We're going to get
You don't want to talk to us?
real quick.
I'm definitely going to pass.
Right here, Karen.
Why is that?
Thank you so good to see.
Just what do you make of the calls to kind of damp down the rhetoric in the aftermath of the
from Joe Biden?
On both sides, yeah.
I don't believe anything that comes out of Joe Biden's mouth. He is the one who's created this divisive rhetoric. He has called not only President Trump a threat to democracy, a threat to our nation, a national security threat, said that he needs to be put in a bullseye, but he also attacks everyone who supports President Trump. There are those who are very upset that the assassin did not kill President Trump. That is an evil that we cannot unite with. But there are those who are in the middle and on the fence looking and saying, I don't want to be a part of the lies. I don't want to be a part of this rhetoric. It's getting people killed, and we need to find a different party. And the Republican Party is a big tent that welcomes them. Thank you.
What about the rhetoric on the right, though? You don't think there's any rhetoric on the right at all? Republicans like Lauren Boebert, who are part of the kind of far right wing of the party, didn't vote to certify the election in 2020, called January 6th rioters political prisoners and heroes. So talking about divisive rhetoric on the left and not acknowledging it on the right of politics is farcical. What do you think about that image?
Oh, I think it's an amazing focal point. It's history. That's history. There's 3 different facts of history right there. So it's been a long time since the president's been attempted on. Most of them have been successful. So for one to fail, then you have it on live TV. That's never happened before. What's the third? I forgot the third one.
You were there when it happened?
Yeah.
What was it like?
I mean, for us, we were on the outside of the area where he speaks, so we thought it was just firecrackers or something. It didn't sound like gunshots to us. And then it was very apparent that it was. But it was surreal. It's like it didn't happen. It was like, how could that happen?
As the first batch of these t-shirts were being sold, just a mile away, the city of Milwaukee experienced another familiar form of gun violence.
Just heading to a park a little bit further out of town where literally just a few hours ago someone was killed by the police. We don't know a huge deal about what happened other than it was an agency from outside of Milwaukee, from Ohio, that had come to help policing. And you can see there's already hundreds of people here.
Blood is on the city's hands. Blood is on MPD's hands. Those terrorists are coming to our neighborhoods. Blood is on their hands. So we're gathered here today for a community vigil to honor Samuel Sharp Jr.
Samuel Sharp Jr. was a 42-year-old unhoused man. He was shot by police from Ohio while holding 2 knives.
I'm so tired of thoughts and prayers after police killings. I'm pissed off. Every time, this is so predictable. The city is so concerned with outside agitators, protesters, people who actually give a damn about this community. 4,500 outside law enforcement officers, those are the outside agitators that they should be worried about. Those are the people that bring violence to this community.
There's a lot of talk in the wake of an assassination attempt about political violence in this country. Do you think this is political violence as well?
I think it is. It's already incredibly divisive. I feel like this is kind of like a match in the middle of a prairie. People are already agitated. With the RNC being here, I can tell you that most Milwaukee residents didn't want the RNC to be here, didn't want outside law enforcement to be here, and it is like we're the ones that are paying for the political violence that the GOP is bringing to the city. So.
As protesters marched, his blood was still drying on the asphalt.
Say his name! Samuel Sharp! Say his name! Samuel Sharp! Say his name! Samuel Sharp! Say his name! Samuel Sharp!
The convention's last day solidified what the party's definition of unity was all about: an anointment of Trump himself, within an alternative reality that he has created.
In a certain way, I felt very safe because I had God on my side.
Past 4 days been a very confident Republican Party, riding the wave of a horrific assassination attempt. If I've learned anything in covering American politics over the last 8 years, nothing is predictable.